I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
You know it's you.
I'm, I'm waiting for. Okay, let's see if Rich comes back. So something went wrong.
Hey,
There he is.
there, yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, your little icon down here was all mute. It had the mute button on it.
So did yours. Yours said mine said yours was muted and I wasn't.
Oh, that's crazy because yours said yours was muted and I wasn't.
That's weird. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, but I dropped out, and it said something went wrong. Try again, and I was like, okay. So then I did this. Something must have been StreamYard. I don't know what the heck was up with that. But that was fun. Nice little.
At least we're back. It was a quick fix.
Yeah, it was a quick just reset, and we're back on. Anyway, welcome to the 4K Lowdown. We're here with our second episode of By the Numbers, where we are talking about new releases, giving spoiler-free reviews, and scoring them using the Lowdown. I'm your host, David, and my co-host is
Rich, aka TurnerFan77.
All right, Rich, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I was sick for a couple days, but
I'm glad you're better.
Thanks, me too. That was an interesting little tidbit, but. So we got some movies that we're going to take a look at, and
I got to pull up my.
Yeah, I got.
You have them all, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what
I watched them all, got them up, and even the one that I thought we might have to move to next week, I ended up watching that because I just turned around and bought it. So
good.
So we're going to do 5 movies today. Some have already come out. Some are about to come out on physical release, and some are on streaming only at this point. But at least one of them we know is coming out to physical release. I don't know about the
tomorrow, I think.
Huh?
Oh, wait, never mind. I'm sorry. I was thinking of one of them we watched comes out tomorrow on physical release, I think.
Yeah. That's the one that's about to come out.
Oh, okay.
And then one of them comes out late next month to physical. And then, but the one that we watched on Peacock, that one, I don't know if we're going to get a physical release.
I hope so. I
wouldn't mind it. I'd get it. I liked it. It was good.
I really dug it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty cool. All right. So what about any recent purchases that you made this week?
No. I think all my stuff came. All my stuff came last week. I got my Halloween Ends, Walmart exclusive slip. I got my Halloween Ends steelbook. Oh, and I bought another copy of Clerks 3, the Blu-ray slipcover. I like the slip on it.
Right.
So I have that. That's the only 3 movies I got this past week.
I did get the Enter the Dragon Blu-ray special edition. That was pretty cool. And also from 88 Films, Jackie Chan's Dragons Forever.
Oh, nice. I like that case.
It's a neat case. I didn't expect it to be this big, and it's 4K also, but it comes with the book and
kind of looks like an Arrow release.
Like cards. Yeah, it looks like an Arrow release. But yeah, 88 Films did it. And of course, I got Terrifier 1 and 2 because I haven't seen them, but I've heard good things. So I'm going to check those out. And then from Criterion, I got The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, which is something I've been looking for.
With the Terrifier, I think people are, I haven't seen them. And I'm afraid that the hype is way overhyped. You know what I mean? For a B movie or even a C movie.
Yeah. I'm hoping for a C. I don't know if it's going to be a B, but I'll take a nice. Yeah, people are raving on Terrifier 2.
Yeah, that's what
saying the first one's like a little bit worse, like it's not very good, but then the second one is supposed to be really gory and messed up. So I'm looking forward to that one.
That's right up your alley.
Yeah, because I'm a sick bastard.
You said it, not me.
No, but you were thinking it.
I was.
Um, so yeah, speaking of which, let's go ahead and jump to that first movie,
Halloween Ends.
Halloween Ends. So now it came out, of course, it came out on streaming and in the theater at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, I don't know. It gave me a bad taste. It gave me a
Yeah.
little warning flag that it wouldn't be very good. And then there was a huge complaint about it. People really didn't like this movie.
Yeah.
So when I had the chance, I watched it on streaming. And you know what? I didn't think it was that bad.
Me neither.
Um, it wasn't what it was claiming to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say that because it's claiming to be, the end of Michael Myers. And Evan, how you doing? Thanks for
Hey,
jumping
what's
in.
up, Evan? How you doing, man?
Evan, we're talking about Halloween Ends. So it came out on physical media December 27th, I believe. And
You're right.
so I had already pre-ordered the steelbook. So I just went ahead and kept it. So now I have all three of that trilogy on steelbook. 2018 Halloween
Mm-hmm.
Kills and Halloween Ends. So I just went ahead and stuck with it. Did I think it was that good? Maybe not, but I did think it was good enough for the series. But we've got to think of it as not necessarily. Um, and Dell, thanks
What's
for
up?
joining us. What's up, man? Evan hasn't seen it yet, so we're not going to spoil
Yeah,
anything.
we're spoiler free.
We're not spoiler free review, but I'm thinking of it as more of a parallel than it is a conclusion. So um, it's interesting, but
Yeah.
I liked it. There were things I liked about it. There were things I didn't like about it, but I still thought it was decent enough
Mm-hmm.
where it deserved a good score. Um, I didn't. It wasn't my favorite. It's my least favorite out of that trilogy. I'll be perfectly honest.
I agree with that. At first, when you first said it, I was like,
Because
I
I
thought,
know how much you don't like the hospital scene in Kills,
mm-hmm. Yeah,
but I if I take that out of Kills, then I think Kills is better than 2018.
I
But
yeah.
unfortunately, it was in there, and yeah, I didn't like the
Mm-hmm.
hospital scene either.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Tommy
but
Doyle doing
much like my wife sees in me, she takes out all the bad stuff and only sees the good.
that.
So that's why I
That's funny.
have been married for 28 years. So I just, thank goodness for that. And, I try to do the same thing when I watch a movie. I'm like, okay, I can overlook that. Like,
Yeah,
like Superman's mustache in Josh
you can.
Whedon's Justice League, that was really hard to get past.
Mm-hmm.
I had to make an exception there. But um anyway, getting to Halloween Ends,
You
let's
know,
what would be what would be your takeaway? What was one good and one bad thing about that?
um, I liked what the way Jamie Lee Curtis's character evolved, and from and I don't want to spoil it. I like that she moved on. She was trying to move on.
Yeah.
I dug that, and you could see the cracks in her plan to have a normal life. You could see she was struggling. With
Yeah.
people commenting to her on the street, trying to blame her for things, and I really like that. I like the end. I did like the end a lot. Um,
Yeah. I like the ugly ending too.
the thing I don't like, I would have to say her granddaughter.
Okay. Yeah.
She, I know everybody wants to point to this other character that they don't like that character.
Hmm.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
but I don't think he's that bad. I think, you know, people just go crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's happens. Um,
Yeah. Dell is big thumbs down for ends and thumbs up for kills.
but the way that girl acted in Ends, the granddaughter, no, I did not like her character. The way she went from being almost a badass in Ends or Kills, she became like a whiny little brat in Kills or Ends. I'm getting my movies mixed up, but
You ready?
yeah,
I don't.
but I don't like the way she turned out.
Yeah. Okay. Um.
I need to turn comments on so I can see.
Yeah. So I guess Evan's seeing something that's pausing on his end or something. Um. So, but Dell says it looks good for him. We did have a little bit of a technical issue right at the beginning, where we both kind of saw each other muted and then we got cut off. We had to jump back in. So there might have been something going on with StreamYard. I don't know, but it does seem okay now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so for me, I didn't like that it really dragged in the beginning.
Yeah, a little bit it did. I
I
agree
thought that,
with that.
I had some pace issues in the beginning. I hope it's just on your end, Evan, and I don't want you to take offense to that. I hope everyone else is fine, but hopefully it cleans up for you.
Yeah,
But I had some pace issues in the beginning. It
I
didn't
agree.
really get rolling for me until about
Mm-hmm.
halfway through. And then I was like, okay, now I'm invested. So I really like the second half of the movie
Mm-hmm.
more than I like the first half.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree with that too.
but let's go to our scores. So for the cast, you went 7, I went 6. For the acting, you went 8, I went 7. For the plot or the trailer, you went 10, I went 9. It was a good trailer.
It was.
Ending, you went 10, I went 9. So yeah, we both like the ending. For the story, you went 6, I went 5, and that's because, like I said, the first half of the movie I didn't care for.
Mm-hmm.
Second half I thought was great, so it gets a middle of the road for me. For the script, we were both at a 6. Cinematography, we were both at a 7. For the director, you went 6, I went 7. For the music, you went 9, I went 7. And for the wild card, you went 8, I went 7 as a horror movie. Total scores, you went 77, I went 70 for an average score of 73.5.
That's not bad.
I think that was pretty good. I think that
Yeah,
was pretty good.
and I'm a huge fan of this new trilogy.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I didn't hate it as much as everybody else. I mean, I'm not going to complain. We got another Halloween movie. You know, I'm happy with
Right.
that.
Yeah. And
I'm glass half full, not empty.
well, yeah, it should be like that. So let's bring up Rotten
Made by
Tomatoes.
West
So
of the Year.
IMDb gave it a 5.0. Rotten Tomatoes. Now that I pulled that up, Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 40% for the critic score and the audience score 57. So we're higher, but and Dell says it made the worst of his year list. I can understand that. It was it wasn't what they said it was going to be.
Yeah, I agree.
I
There's a little
didn't
bit
get
of false advertising.
yeah, which now they can sue for that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think a lot of movies are like that. I came in with low expectations because of all the negative reviews on it before I had a chance to watch it, and I wasn't that disappointed.
My expectations were lowered as soon as they announced it was going to be same day and date release on Peacock.
On Peacock, yeah.
Yeah, that means
And
they
that
didn't have.
was my thing too. I was like, I put up a yellow flag when they were like, yeah, we're going to release it in the theater and on Peacock, and I went, oh. That usually tells me that it's not going to be that
Yeah.
good.
But
Do you
hey,
want do you want to watch a
we
movie?
have a movie on this list that went straight to streaming, which I think it should have got a theatrical release
Take care of
because
me.
it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I think it would have made money.
Okay, which one was this?
One of the movies on our list tonight.
Oh,
It wasn't released theatrical.
yeah.
It should have, because I think it could have some legs and made some money.
Yeah. Are you talking about the other one that was on Peacock?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that
I
was a
mean,
fun.
and good. It was a good original story. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we'll get to talk about that in a second. Um, but because that's also a horror movie, also a slasher, and I like the uniqueness of it. It was pretty
I did
cool.
too. I
Um,
did too.
so yeah, but I mean that's a decent start. 73.5, that's not
Mm-hmm.
bad. Now, okay. So oh darn it, I had a picture for it too. But anyway, it's fine. But I'm gonna put it up because you know, we reviewed it. So Halloween Ends. Okay. So that was Halloween Ends. 73.5 is what we gave it. So let's get to the next one. Also a horror movie. This is right now only on Peacock. Came out and I
Friday,
think it says on the poster.
15th.
Yeah, it came out on the 13th. And
Okay.
this is the movie called Sick. Um and I don't know. I kind of dug this.
I did.
This was an interesting one. And and again, I came in, I didn't know anybody in the cast. Um, there's only two people I recognized.
Yeah.
Um, and that was the parents. But
Mm-hmm.
um, this was a cool movie. It
It
was
was.
you
I
know,
had very low expectations,
yeah,
and then I came out watching this. I was like, "Holy cow, that was great!"
yeah,
And it was only an hour and 20 minutes.
yeah. It's not
They
very
didn't
long.
there was no beating around the bush. They jumped right into it.
Yeah, they jump right into it. The action starts right away.
Mm-hmm.
You get this, strange thing that happens in the beginning, and you're like, oh, okay. So let's read the storyline from IMDb. In April 2020, during the COVID pandemic, college student Parker Mason takes her best friend, Miri Woodrow, to their family's lake house to quarantine her. They arrive at the luxurious and secluded lake house when Parker receives a cryptic text message. The girls head to a small dock to get tan, and Parker receives another message. From that moment on, all the tranquility they were looking for turns into a fight for survival. Um, so yeah,
Definitely check it out now.
yeah. I hadn't heard a thing about it. It was Rich that got me onto it. He's like, hey, have you heard about this one? And he's like, oh, checked it out. So I watched it. I literally watched it. I finished it a half an hour before the show started. And I dug it because I was like, I got a horror movie I need to watch. Can you take the grandbaby downstairs? So so did that. And we did turn off the lights. So made it darker in the house. And we're talking about a horror movie. Anyway, so all right. So what are your likes and dislikes about this movie?
Okay. My like is okay. It's gonna sound crazy, I because it made me chuckle. Is the reference how crazy people went at the pandemic? You
Yeah.
know about the mask, the like you see at one point she's washing her groceries off. You know, um,
Well,
or
yeah, and you had to do that. You were like, you had to wipe down your packages, or you had to leave them outside for 24 hours before you
yeah,
brought them in the house and stuff like that. Dell says to be transparent. I heard those things only within the last 24 hours. Oh, that's interesting. Um, but yeah, no, I didn't hear anything about it, and yeah,
it was
until
like Kevin Williamson produced it, I think.
yeah,
The
this
screen,
yeah, this, connected to the person who did Megan.
yeah.
Um, I think one of the producers,
Mm-hmm.
Megan or something like that, and so it's got backing in other horror movies, and
Yeah,
it's from Blumhouse
yeah.
or
Yes, House.
so. But I dug it. Kind of a
Mm-hmm.
it had kind of a Scream feel.
Yeah, you can see the elements of Scream in it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it had kind of a Scream feel to it. It had kind of a, I don't want to say strangers, but that's what I'm thinking of. It kind of a strangers vibe, home invasion type of
Yeah, I
thing,
see that. Yeah,
right?
let's see that.
Um, but I dug the underlying plot and all having to do with COVID, and
Yeah,
I was like, okay, that's something that we haven't really dealt with in horror movies aside from like Host
yeah.
and gosh, there's one more that's I can't think of off the top of my head, but um, where something it's happening during COVID. So there's
Yeah,
all kinds of and yeah, it talks about how crazy people were
yeah.
during the pandemic, and just interesting how it came about. How you're and I like that I didn't catch it. Like it was seeming like it was just this random thing,
Mm-hmm.
but
Until
then
that's to that point,
yeah,
you're like,
but then
oh,
you get about 3/4 of the way through and you understand what's going on.
yeah.
And you're like,
Mhm.
"Oh, dude. Okay."
And that's to me that was original. I was like, oh man, that was
Yeah,
pretty good.
but I gotta say, I like the kills here.
Yeah, and
Uh,
there's not a lot. It's just
there's not well, yeah, there's not much of a cast,
mm-mm.
but I like the kills here. I like there's not a lot of false jumps.
Yeah.
I like the gore is good. I'm down for this as a slasher. It's an actual decent slasher.
I really hope this gets a physical release because this needs to be on my shelf because
Yeah,
this is
I
this is
definitely
good.
watch this again. I would watch this again. This was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Like I said though, I don't recognize the cast very much.
and that
Uh,
makes it better.
I,
This
I I
focus
think
was
that makes it better for a horror movie
hmm
because you're not
yeah.
drawn to it. I was like, oh, it's Bradley Cooper, so I know what's going
He
on.
ain't gonna die.
No, I know he ain't gonna die, or he's the killer.
Mhm. Yeah, one of
Um,
the two.
yeah, but with these ones, you're like, okay, I don't know who the killer is. I didn't catch it. There were a couple little twists that I caught. Um, but all in all, it was solid.
It was, and I
Good,
would
s- good
I
special
recommend
effects.
it
The
today to someone.
practical effects in here were good too.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go to the scores on it. So for cast, and this is where it kind of hurt. You went
Mhm.
3, I went 2. For the acting, you went 8, I went 7. For the trailer, you went 10, I went 9. Another good trailer.
It
For the
was.
ending, we were both at 9. I liked the ending.
Me too.
Kind of made me chuckle a little bit, but I liked it. For the story, you went 9, I went 8. For the script, we were both at an 8. Cinematography, we were both at a 6. Direction, we were both at an 8. Music, we were both at a 5. And for wild card as a horror movie, you went 8, I went 9. Total scores, you went 74, and I gave it a 71 for an average score of 72.5. So it only comes in, I gave it 1 point higher score than Halloween Ends, and you were actually 3 points lower. But average score is only 1 point lower than Halloween Ends.
Like you said, I think it's the cast that hurts it.
It's the cast that hurts
Yeah.
it as far as the score goes.
Yeah.
I think, yeah,
But
I
the
think,
cast, not knowing the cast, makes the movie better. If that,
yeah,
it's a double
yeah,
edged sword.
it is, and that's why when we did the horror movies, we went by
Hmm.
how the cast, um, that's how the cast
Not the
affected
trailer
the
I've
movie.
seen.
Yeah.
The very first
So
trailer I saw, it didn't give anything away. Yeah.
no, it doesn't give anything away.
Mm-mm.
It just kind of it gives you a little bit
Kind
of
of sets
what's
the tone.
yeah. But because I watched the trailer right before I watched the movie, and yeah, it didn't spoil anything for me. So, but
Yeah.
still at the same time, it was a good trailer.
Yeah. It was. It was. I saw it like when they first released the trailer, and I'm in. I love this trailer. So,
Yeah. No,
so now
I would look.
David's got me brainwashed into every trailer I watch. I put a fucking
You're
score
like
on
scoring stuff on it.
it.
That's
Right?
really good. I'm gonna give that a 7.
Yeah.
and you're like watching movies going, okay, I don't recognize that guy. Okay, I know
Yeah,
who that guy is. That's a point. Okay, I know her.
my brain is wired now to do that.
Yeah, I've got you programmed
Mhm.
to to give the lowdown score to just everything you watch. So that's funny though. That's awesome because I've been doing that for years. It's about time somebody joins me in my
Right?
canoe. Uh, but yeah, no, this was good. I like this better than Halloween Ends.
Me too.
Um, and
I
yeah,
recommend this
the
movie.
only saving
Go
grace of
watch it.
Halloween Ends is the cast
Yeah.
because you get Jamie Lee Curtis and you get the people with the thing. Gosh, what's the cop's name? Can't remember his name.
Oh, Mike Patton
Yeah,
or
it's Will Patton. I think
Will
it's
Patton.
Will
Yeah.
Patton. Yeah, so you get people that you recognize from
Mhm.
from the series, and you're like, or you're from the franchise, and you're like, okay, cool, I'm down for this. But then with this one, you basically come in blind. I don't know who the cast is. I don't. I have an idea who the final girl is going to be. I don't know who the killer is. So it was really cool. Um,
I watched that too.
she said on Peacock it was an okay movie. I was hoping for another All the President's Men, but the filmmakers forgot to make the movie, but just told a story. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, makes
Yeah,
sense.
it did.
Um,
I agree with you. I
I
still liked it. The cast was great. The acting was good.
yeah. And it just came out to physical release too. I did see it at Best Buy for on physical. She said, I didn't get it because I
I
don't know if
wouldn't waste your money.
I don't think I was interested in it.
Yeah.
Um,
If you want to watch it on Peacock.
oh, definitely, yeah, I saw it on the Peacock, so yeah, I might check it out there,
Uh,
and maybe we'll review it next week.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Um, but
Six
I
is
love
definitely a
seeing
recommend.
a Bombshell, and
Definitely
I
watch.
turned out to love Bombshell. So I thought Bombshell was great.
No, Bombshell was amazing. You never wanted to see that movie, remember?
I
You're
didn't.
like,
I was like, I am not interested in that movie. Why are you making me watch this, bro? And then I was like, dude, that was
oh,
good.
awesome.
That was good. Um, yeah. Thanks,
Yeah,
Evan. I will. I will check it out.
that was
I
definitely right.
actually saw it when I went to watch Sick. I was like, oh, she said okay. But yeah, I saw it at Best Buy, and I was like, I almost grabbed it, and I didn't. Kind of like how I felt about the Banshees of Inisherin, and I was like, I think I'm gonna watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And congrats to that movie for getting all those awards
Yeah.
at the Golden Globes. And I get it, I understand. I think that movie is just a one time watch for me,
Yeah. I think
but
we
it was
talked
good.
about it last
Yeah, we talked
week.
about it last week.
Yeah, where he said maybe if it's under $10, we
It
would
was
add
under $10 on Blu-ray. I'd get it, because I might watch it again later on in the future,
but not
um,
the
but it
immediate.
was good. Tar got a Golden Globe. Kate Blanchett got a Golden Globe, and we pegged her for getting some kind of award.
Mm-hmm. And
So,
the cast of Everything Everywhere All at Once. That made
oh
me
yeah, I'm
definitely
so
I
happy that
teared up
Michelle Yeoh got it,
in
and
what's his face's
and
speech.
yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
I like the Russell Crowe miniseries better about the same topic on Bombshell. It was on Showtime. Okay, cool.
So I didn't see that.
Yeah, me neither. All right, so let's go to another lesser known movie that recently came out on physical release. And you watched it on Vudu, so you can rent it on Vudu. It's also available on AMC Plus, and that is Vesper.
Mm-hmm.
This was interesting.
It
It was
was,
it was it was weird.
but I dug it because it.
I agree, but if a movie would be done, then it would have been, she said. Okay. Banshees was so darkly funny. Yeah, I
Mhm.
agree with that.
Yeah, Colin Farrell was fantastic.
He was. He absolutely deserved the Golden Globe.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I like Brendan Gleeson in it. I know he got nominated, but he didn't win. I'm actually
Yeah.
kind of surprised about that. I think that was the best thing. The two actors and how they played off each other. I thought that was the
Yeah.
best thing about that movie. Um, But anyway, let's get to Vesper. So, like I said, I actually bought the Blu-ray.
It's a nice. I like that cover.
It is. It's a nice little slipcover. It basically looks like the thing, but
Is it matte? No, it's glossy.
oh, it's gloss.
Yeah, it's gloss. I'm sorry. I have the chats on, and it puts a little glaze over um, your photo or your screen.
Yeah.
I'm glad I watched this.
Oh, I forgot about the. Okay, hold on. I gotta get the Rotten Tomato score on Sick if they have it. Okay, so IMDb gave Sick a 6.2. Rotten Tomatoes, critics score 88%. Audience score 65%. But there's only 41 reviews, 41 critics reviews on Rotten Tomatoes for Sick. But IMDb and the audience score are pretty much the same, right around in the mid sixes, and we were low sevens, so that's not bad. We were low 70s. Fair enough. Haven't even heard of Vesper. Yeah, this was an interesting. This was an interesting watch. It was.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was weird. It's weird.
It was,
but I liked it. And I got to say that the special effects in this, oh, so good.
Right? I was like, this is like a big budget movie.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, I couldn't get a budget on it. I tried. I was looking around. It only made 1.6 million in the box office. So it was
a very limited release.
Very limited.
Probably like East and West Coast, that's it.
It's just under 2 hours long. So in the IMDb says struggling to survive with her father after the collapse of Earth's ecosystem, 13-year-old Vesper must use her wits, strength, and biohacking abilities to fight for the future. That pretty much sums it up. It's basically about this girl who's trying to survive in this. It's post-apocalyptic, where no plants are growing very well, and people are doing whatever they can to survive, eating whatever they can to survive. Her father is totally immobile, almost comatose, and she walks around, and basically she's a biohacker. She's able to like manipulate plants and stuff to try to get them to grow, and it's really interesting. And then she runs into this girl who crashes and tries to help her, and then there's a whole thing about that.
I think that girl's performance was fantastic. She carried this movie.
Girl played Vesper. Yeah, she carries that movie.
She did really, really good.
Yeah, the only people I recognize out of the cast are Eddie Marsan, who's Johannes or whatever his name is, and the dad, who's the one comatose. I don't remember his name. It's like Richard Blake or something like that. But those are the only two I recognize out of the cast. But I think everybody's really good. But the girl who plays Vesper, which she was amazing. She was so good.
I hope she blows up and gets some bigger roles.
Yeah, I think
she can carry a movie. She proved it with this movie.
I think of everybody, Eddie Marsan's character was. I think I didn't believe his acting over anyone else. I think his was the worst. He's the one that I knew,
right?
And I don't think he phoned it in. I still think he did a good job, but I think everybody else was so good that it made his performance suffer by comparison.
Totally.
But then a lot of the other cast, they don't speak. The other kids and people, they don't talk, they don't converse. They just do what they're ordered to do.
The one thing I will nitpick about this movie, and it's not even really, I guess it is a nitpick, is I want more backstory to this. I want to know about the little things coming up out of the ground.
Yeah. Well, I want to know what destroyed the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Give me something like that. I wanted to, you get character development, but not in the history of what happened
Hmm.
to cause the earth to be like this.
Yeah,
Um,
I want more of that. I want maybe a prequel movie or something,
yeah,
where you see it happen, and then it leads into Vesper.
yeah. I mean, kind of like what we're gonna get with A Quiet Place, where we're gonna get
Yeah, day
day one.
one.
So that'll be interesting. But yeah, even still, I mean, it took me a while to catch up because at first I was like, okay, what the heck is going on? I don't understand. I don't get it. But I was mesmerized by the effects, by the stuff that they were doing.
Cinematography in here is fantastic.
It's really good. And yeah, like I said, I don't know if it was CGI or if there was more practical than CGI. I really couldn't tell
Hmm.
because it looked that good.
Yeah,
And they must have put a lot of money into the effects because that was really killer. And the the topography of the land and what they were
hmm
doing, it was really neat. It was really neat.
I like the little floaty thing that
Yeah,
went
the
around.
drone. Yeah,
Yeah, that was pretty cool, and that
yeah.
never once looked cheesy.
No, it looked
Always
really
looked.
good. And that's the first kind of I'm gonna call that CGI. That was the first kind of computer effect that I saw
Hmm.
was the drone. And it reminded me of like how the ships looked in District 9, where they looked like they had depth. The drone looks like it has
Hmm.
depth to it. It's not just kind of floating there. And
Yeah,
I I don't know. I dug it. It's weird. It's
it
out
is.
there.
Yeah.
Um
Even the little
but
computer she's working on, I
yeah,
thought that was cool looking.
yeah.
Uh,
I didn't really understand it, but
Neither did I, but it looked cool.
yeah, it looked cool. I didn't, and then, but as it goes along, she kind of explains it.
Yeah.
She kind of explains what she's doing, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Now I understand. So it was like as the script was developing, I was learning more about the story,
Hmm.
and I kind of enjoyed that about the movie. So this is something that you have to be a little patient with.
Hmm. You have to pay attention. You can't be
You
on your
have
phone.
you have to pay attention. You can't be on your phone. You can't be goofing around. Yeah, I was watching it here in my office, and the TV was going in the living room, so I ended up throwing my headphones on and plugging it into the TV so that I could just hear the movie because I didn't, I was like, okay, I'm getting distracted. I'm not following
Hmm.
what's going on, and then I rewound it back and watched it again. So this is something that you should really have to pay attention, like you said,
Yeah.
but be patient with because it might not grab you right off the bat, but as it moves along, you'll understand what's going on, and then
Hmm.
by the time everything kind of comes to a head, then you feel for the characters,
Most definitely.
and it was a good ending. It
It
had
was.
Yeah, it was a pretty solid movie.
I'm gonna say one more thing about this movie. Okay, look at Avatar 2. Look at all that money they spent
Hmm.
on visual effects, the 3D. Okay, now when you watch Vesper, I think the special effects are right there with Avatar 2, or what I've seen on the previews, whatnot. Even Avatar 1, I
Hmm.
think these special effects look. I won't say look. I don't know how to get the words out. These are right on par with Avatar movies or Star Wars movies, any of the current mainstream box office movies.
Yeah,
These will, this might even look better than some. Like, I think this look better than Black Panther 2 special effects, in my opinion.
yeah, I agree with that. Um, but yeah, like I said, it reminded me the way that they did it reminded me of District 9, and
Yeah,
the effects in District 9 are really good.
they are.
Um, so that was kind of what I got out of this was that's what it seemed like.
I hope future filmmakers see this movie and find out who did the special effects and give that company work
Yeah,
because they did fantastic.
they really the attention to detail was really good. All right. So let's go to our scores for that.
Excuse me.
So again, for the cast, it kind of hurts. You went 2, I went 3. Acting, you went 10, I went 9. For the plot, we were both at a 7 for the trailer. Trailer was all right,
Yeah.
but it doesn't do it all the justice that it deserved. For the ending, you went 8, I went 6. For the story, you went 10, I went 7. For the script, we were both at an 8. For the cinematography, we were both at a 10. Direction, you went 9, I went 7. For the music, you went 5, I went 6, and I gave it 1 point bonus because I liked the song at the end during the end credits. I liked that song. So I gave it a bonus point for that song. And then for the wild card as a sci-fi movie, post-apocalyptic, you went 10, I went 9. So the scores, you went 79 and I went 72 for a total average of 75.5. And I am not disappointed in that score.
No, me neither.
I think it's pretty solid.
This is a
Now,
great movie.
it is. It was really good. It's a great one-time watch, but this is something I'd watch again.
Yeah, because there's so much in it. You might
Yeah.
have missed something.
Yeah, there's some detailing. Yeah, I think I could go back through it and get more out of it. Because there's just the way that the plants looked and the way that the creatures were and stuff. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Definitely something that I would go through again just to kind of get a feel for it. There's
I want
another.
to add to my collection.
What's that?
I want to add this to my collection.
Yeah. Yeah, you should. I think I got the Blu-ray for $14.99, I think, and it's from IFC Films. So
It's a lot cheaper than I
definitely
would
check it out.
expect.
So IMDb gave it a 6.0. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 90%,
Oh wow.
audience score 60%, and again, only 59 reviews from critics. So that score may end up dropping later on, but I still think we're higher. We're mid 70s with it.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, you got to see the forest through the trees here. No pun intended, because of this movie. And just, just watch it all the way through.
Yeah.
Don't,
With no distractions.
yeah. You know what it reminds me of? I just thought of it. Synchronic. It's a little bit different, but Synchronic's kind of a time traveling movie, but the way they did the effects and stuff, that kind of reminds me of that. I don't know if have you seen Synchronic?
That's with Falcon, right?
Yeah.
I
That's
know.
what
I think
Anthony
I saw the
Mackie
video. I
and
think I've
Jamie
ever
Dornan, who did the 50 Shades of Grey movies.
Yeah. I've never finished it. I seen like the first maybe half hour. That's it.
Yeah, that's another one you watch all the way through, and it made more sense to me. But yeah, if you get a chance, finish that.
I think it's in one of my.
Yeah.
It used to be on Netflix. I think.
Oh, probably, yeah.
I think it was.
I've got the Blu-ray of it. All right, so we got 2 more left. Our next one, let's go with the one that we gave the next highest score to, and that was Devotion. So, Devotion stars Jonathan Majors and Glenn Powell, and it takes place during the Korean War, which is very interesting. I really like the story here. The only thing is it had the unfortunate, yeah, it's just bad luck that it came out at the same time as Avatar and Top Gun Maverick were in the theater. So this thing died in the theater. It bombed, and it's unfortunate because it was pretty darn good.
It was way better than I thought it was going to be. I like Jonathan Majors. I remember I seen him.
He's going big right now.
Yeah, he was fantastic in Love. I think it was Love and Country on HBO Max.
Okay.
That's what I first saw him in, and I was like, "Oh, he's good." And then next thing I know, I see him cast in everything.
Yeah, next thing you know, yeah, he's Kang and he's doing all these. He's in Creed 3 coming up, and
Yeah,
he
looks
did
jacked
Lovecraft
in
Country.
3.
Well, yeah, I think he was training for Kang for MCU and getting big for that, so he figured might as well just jack up a little bit more and go full on Creed. But yeah, I say the budget on it was $90 million. It only made 21.3 million in the box office. So I feel really bad about that. I think
Yeah,
I don't know if it
it's better.
deserved to get its money back, at least its money back.
Yeah,
But yeah, it just came out at the wrong time.
yeah. Just because the story it tells, it deserves better.
Yeah, definitely. Jonathan Majors is great in everything I've seen him in. I'll be watching this soon. I hope you do. I
Yeah,
think you'll like
it's
it.
good though. I
It's
mean, it's not Top Gun like Aviator
no,
or aviation scenes and stuff, but the story's there.
story's there, and I've
And the
I've
acting,
always been a fan of this plane, the Corsair, and I really liked. This was kind of when they first brought it out. So these pilots who were used to flying something else, all of a sudden had to fly this new plane, and so they were all learning how to fly it, just specifically so they could use it for this war, which was I thought that was really cool. And
yeah.
the story behind this is awesome. The story behind Jonathan Major's character
Mm-hmm.
is really good, and it deserved to be told.
Yeah.
And I like Glenn Powell. I think Glenn Powell's kind of a
Yeah.
cookie cutter white guy
Mm-hmm.
for a movie. I could see him going into the MCU at some point
I
as just
agree.
as just
Yeah.
like a regular hero guy, not like a major dude.
You
But
know, on all honesty, I could see him even recasted as Steve Rogers. He's got that jaw. He's got. I could
yeah,
see it. Yeah.
yeah, okay. I'm down for. I was thinking, and I apologize to Jeremy Renner, but he could be Hawkeye.
Oh, I see that too. I definitely. Now
Um,
you say that, I see it.
I'm really sorry that Jeremy Renner had that accident, and I hope he gets well soon. I've heard that he's not going to walk again, and
Yeah, that's what I keep seeing
I've heard
somewhere.
all kinds of bad things, and I really hope it's not true. I hope Jeremy Renner makes a full recovery and gets back into it.
Yeah.
But they've already kind of passed the torch to Haley Steinfeld
Yeah.
as Kate Bishop, to be the next Hawkeye. So
Yeah.
we'll see what
There's
happens.
I mean that I want to talk about in this movie. And I'm not gonna spoil it, but I think it's the best scene in the movie where Jonathan Major's character is telling the other dude how easy it is for him, for the white guy, and telling him, and he's saying, "You don't understand, you know,
Yeah,
what it's like for me." And, oh man, the way he delivers it, I thought it was amazing. No, that whole scene, that's my favorite scene in the movie.
yeah.
I don't want to spoil it, but it's pretty good.
Now my favorite scene is when Jonathan Majors is, I'm just going to say, chastising himself in the mirror,
Oh yeah, that's good too.
and you're
Yeah.
just tears floating, and he's
Mm-hmm.
just, you're never going to be good enough, and he's just and it
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh man, and then you find out what that's about. But you kind
Mm-hmm.
of you kind of get this through the entire movie, so that he's talking to himself and he's saying bad stuff to himself about himself, and you're
Yeah.
going, why is he doing this? And then when you get that later, it all makes sense, and you're like, wow, that was just a powerful moment for me. And thanks, Dale. Yeah, best wishes to Jeremy Renner and his family. Um, but yeah, this was a nice, and it was basically what I expected. I expected it to be good. I expected the story to be done well. I expected the effects to be decent. $90 million budget. I think they spent it well. I think, gosh, I think it was solid across the board. I can't think of anything really bad or nitpicky that I want to say about it,
No.
except that I think they released it at the wrong time.
Yeah, that's if they would have released this like now,
Yeah.
maybe
If they'd have just
beginning
let
of
Avatar
February.
die a little bit. Top Gun's kind of run its course, let Avatar die a little bit, and then kind of put this out, maybe promote it a little bit better. Because really, the only trailers that I saw for this movie were in the theater watching something else.
Yeah. I don't remember what I stood in front of, but I remember seeing it and I remember like, oh, that looks interesting.
I saw this in front of Top Gun.
So I don't see. I don't remember seeing it in front of Top Gun.
Yeah, I saw this in front of Top Gun, and then there were posters in the theater, and I was like, "What the heck is this movie?" And then I was, so when it came out, I was like, "Okay, yeah, I want to check it out." I've already seen Avatar. I've already seen Top Gun. I
Yeah.
want to see this movie, and I went to go see it, and it was already gone. It was
Yeah.
already out of the theater.
My daughter's theater only kept it for one weekend, and that was it.
Yeah.
It was like it was there for a blip, and then you didn't get to see it. You didn't get to see it. Thank
Yeah.
goodness for Paramount Plus. Hopefully, it finds new life and people get appreciation for this movie.
Yeah. I hope so. So yeah, it's
Because
on
the
Paramount.
Korean War isn't talked about really much in
I know, and I think
movies.
that's one of my favorite parts is the Korean War is something that's hardly mentioned
Yeah,
in movies. And to get a story on that was actually really cool. I mean, we usually get World War II or Vietnam.
yeah, they're the
Uh,
go-to war.
yeah. So to have something on, and some people don't call it a war, they call it a conflict, but whatever. It was a war.
Hmm.
Um, it's like, Pluto is a planet. Just deal with it, people. Um, so to get something about the Korean War was actually really nice. I enjoyed a different story for once.
Yeah,
And yeah, it just I think that's my only drawback to this movie is that it was released at the wrong time. I would have held on to it and released it. Like you said, if they released it this weekend, it probably would have done better in the theater.
yeah. And I'm just gonna sound so bad, but nobody else say it wrong, so please no one get offended. But
Mhm.
with like Mark, because this is about a black aviator, and release it. They could have released it this weekend, Martin Luther King Day. Just use that promotion. You know what I mean? And man, because this is a story that needs to be heard.
Yeah.
I know I've said it, but I'm just gonna keep saying it because it's true. This is fantastic.
Okay. Yeah. Big thanks to Alex and my son Eric, who just liked us on Facebook. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
thank you guys.
Um, but yeah, no, God, I dug this movie. I really enjoyed it. This is one now it comes out on physical release February 28th.
Well,
So
that's not too bad.
that's
I'll
not
add
too
it to
bad.
the collection.
Yeah, I will get this to my collection. I may get the 4K.
Oh, it's get a 4K release.
I think it's going to get a 4K release.
I hope so
Um,
because
at
this
least
is a
that's what I
beautiful.
heard. And if it does, yeah, I think I'll get the 4K of this. I don't think I'll look for a steelbook or anything. I don't think there will be a steelbook. But but 4K of this, I think it'd be cool with the planes and the special effects and the
Mm-hmm.
gunfire and stuff. I think that'd be cool. If it had Dolby Atmos, I'd like it.
Yeah,
Streaming has made it really tough out there for mid-budget films without a ton of studio push, and these days 90 million is mid-budget. Yeah, you're
yeah,
absolutely
you're
right.
absolutely right, Dad.
I agree. So let's go to our scores on this one. I thought it was really good. So
Me too.
for the cast, you went 10, I went 8. For the acting, you went 8, I went 9. For the trailer, you went 7, I went 8. For the ending, we were both at an 8. Story, we were both at a 10. Script, you went 7, I went 8. Cinematography, you went 7, I went 8. Direction, you went 7, I went 7. For the music, you went 6, I went 7. And for the wild card as a drama, you went 7, I went 8. Total scores, you went 77 and I went 81 for an average score of 79.
That's pretty good.
I thought that was really good. So now IMDb gave this thing a 6.7 and Rotten Tomatoes critic score 81, audience score 92%.
Oh, good. So the people seeing it in theaters liked it.
So, yeah. So like I said, I think this would have been more enjoyable in the theater, but yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I looked, I was like, oh, it's only playing at one showing. And then the next week it was gone. I was like, crap. And like you said, your daughter's theater only had it for the weekend, and that was it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I didn't even get a chance to see it because I wanted to see it, and it was gone before you knew it.
Yeah. Yep. All right, let's go to the last movie on our list, and that is The Menu.
Oh,
So this was so good.
yeah.
This got our highest score of movies for this week, and it actually comes out tomorrow on physical release.
Yeah.
And is on streaming now.
HBO Max.
Yep.
And you can rent it everywhere.
Oh yeah, you can rent it. Yeah, you can rent it on Vudu and all that junk. But yeah, but you can watch it on HBO Max for free. If you have HBO Max.
Do yourself a favor. Watch this movie.
Yeah.
Because it's really good. The acting is Anna Taylor-Joy. I mean, what hasn't been said about this young lady? She's gonna go places.
What's up, Spicy 4K Action? Yeah, thanks for catching us live. We're actually coming on to our review, so hopefully you can go back and watch the rest of it on the replay. Dell says The Menu is fantastic. Yes, it is. Do that one.
I mean, the whole cast is fantastic in this movie.
Yeah, this is really well done.
Mm-hmm.
So, I actually saw this in the theater.
Me too.
And I really liked it. My only pet peeve with this movie is it lets the cat out of the bag too early.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a little bit more surprised with the twist.
See, I agree with you, but I think the acting and the story totally make up for it.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not knocking. Like I said, it's my only pet peeve is that I wanted to be surprised with that.
Yeah.
I wanted it to go a little bit longer and have me catch it before they say it, instead of just like, guess what? This is what's going to happen. And I'm like, okay, so I already know what's going to happen. But like you said, the acting, the cast, the way it's played out, the way the story works, you still get more as the movie goes along. You get more about why.
Yeah.
And then you start getting how. And I really enjoyed it. But like I said, they just, what I like about thrillers, and I call this a thriller.
Mm-hmm.
What I like about thrillers is the twist. That's kind of my main thing about a thriller is I want to get that twist at the end. I'm not looking for Sixth Sense, but I'm looking for something that kind of surprises me. Yeah. And I didn't get surprised too much, but I did really enjoy it all the way through.
Yeah. Made me want a cheeseburger afterwards. That's all.
Oh, heck yeah. All the rest of the food that they made, I didn't want any of that. I wanted that cheeseburger.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I wanted.
Me too.
Because that was like, oh yeah. And not because I'm not allowed to eat red meat. Actually, that's probably part of it. I'm not allowed to eat red meat. So I was like, oh man, I want that cheeseburger so bad. But no, that was the best thing, the best looking thing, even though the stuff that they made was like works of art. I wanted that cheeseburger. That was it. Yeah. And you said it, Del. The twist wasn't really as important because it was a journey, more about the journey than the destination. That's right. Like I said, just that's my only negative, was that I wanted to be surprised with it. I didn't want it to, basically spoil it for me. And they spoiled it for me.
Yeah.
But I still absolutely loved it. So
I think the trailers for this movie, they did a good job.
Yes. The trailers do not spoil anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I was digging on
It
that.
set the tone, but it didn't
Yeah.
give anything away.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen it, again, go watch it for free. Oh, I guess it's not free. It's HBO Max. Yeah.
Well, if you have HBO Max, then it's
Yeah.
free. If you don't, then you can rent it from any other thing. Or like I said, it comes out tomorrow on physical. I'm gonna grab it. I'm
I'm
getting
going to add this to my collection.
absolutely.
It's just getting a Blu-ray release, right?
I think so. I haven't heard of a
I
4K
haven't
coming
seen
with
anything
this.
4K about it.
I did not see a 4K release for this. I would like a 4K release for this. I would get it, absolutely. But I did not. I've only heard of a Blu-ray.
See what's going to happen? We're going to buy it on Blu-ray in 6
And
months.
then they're going to do like some
It's
special
4K.
edition crap. Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Get
yeah.
us every time. Every time.
Find out.
Did you see all those Disney Steelbooks coming out? With the 100th anniversary. They're releasing like
No, I didn't. But I did see that all of a sudden all the Disney Blu-rays are cheap.
oh, it's probably because they're re-releasing a bunch of them with new slips, and these steelbooks are all silver, but within the middle of it, it has the iconic image of whatever movie it is, and they're doing the original Star Wars trilogy in that same steelbook. The completion in me wants to get the Star Wars steelbooks, but they're 4K steelbooks too. But I was like, oh, how many times do I need to buy Star Wars? You know, it's hard to say no. They haven't released any images for them, I don't think. Last I looked, they haven't. It's just the coming soon image.
Right.
And I don't know.
Yep. No, I double checked. Amazon only has Blu-ray and DVD release, so no 4K release that I can see.
Yeah, spicy 4K.
Supposedly, John Leguizamo based his character on Steven Seagal. John hates him in real life. Okay, I could see that.
I don't like John Lucas, whatever.
You don't like John Leguizamo?
Oh, I can't stand him.
I like him. I when he did stand up, because he started as a stand up comedian. Most actors of that type do. He basically comes in and he plays a character, kind of like how Whoopi Goldberg would do her stand up routine.
Mm-hmm.
She would play a character and then she would do her stand up based on that character. John Leguizamo is kind of the same way. But I really liked him in Tu Wong Fu, and there was some other stuff that I like. I like John Leguizamo. I've never been really disappointed in him. He's never really. He was in Chef, right? With John.
I take that back. I do like him in that.
Yeah, I liked him in Chef.
Mm-hmm. If you guys haven't seen Chef, do yourself a favor because that's fantastic.
Yeah,
Jon Favreau.
I just watched it like, gosh, a week or two ago
for the first time.
First time.
Oh, David.
I was like, dude. I was like, man, Rich keeps talking about how good this movie is, and it was on HBO. And I was just like scanning through and I was like, oh, okay, I'll sit there and watch it. And yeah, right at the beginning, I came in, watched the whole movie, and I'm like, dude, loved it. Yeah.
You got to have it in your collection now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I that's one of my favorite movies, Chef. It's fantastic.
Yep.
But we're talking about the menu.
We're talking about
nothing like the Chef.
They need to give us the original trilogy without the CGI and edited scenes.
Yeah, good luck.
Let me know when they're putting out theatrical cuts of the original. Okay.
I agree, though.
Right. I like Leguizamo. Thought he was great in this and Violent Night. I liked him in Violent.
He was good in Violent
Night too. Yeah.
Let me rephrase that, okay? I like his performance in some things. I don't like him. If that
You
makes
just don't like him as a person. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how I feel about Mel Gibson. I don't like him, but I can't deny how good of an actor he is.
Right. And we've talked, I think we've talked before how it's sometimes hard to separate the actor or the person from the art.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's hard.
Yeah.
But I'll admit, he's good in this. He's good in Violent Night, The Chef. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'll eat
Jeff
the
was
crow
good.
one.
But all right, so let's go to our scores on the menu.
10 across the board.
We do give it quite a few tens. All right, so for cast, we're both at a 10. For acting, you went 10, I went 8. For the trailer, we were both at an 8. Ending, we were both at a 9. Story, we were both at a 10. Script, we were both at a 9. Cinematography, we were both at a 7. Direction, we were both at an 8. Music, we were both at a 5. And for
Oh,
wild card as a thriller, we were both at a 9.
that's so funny.
Total scores, you went 85, I went 83 for an average score of 84.
Great score. Great movie.
Yeah, totally solid. IMDb gives us 7.3. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 88%, audience score 76%. So we were like right in the middle there.
Yeah.
But that gets our highest score of the week. The Menu coming out tomorrow on physical release. So hopefully you guys get it or get to check it out on HBO Max, because if you haven't seen it, it's worth a watch for sure.
It's been my top 10 for 2022.
Yeah, it was my number 6, I think, for 2022. Number 5 or number 6. I know I've got the paper around here somewhere.
I got my Letterboxd because I love the lists on Letterboxd. Lists.
Oh, you know, I've only done one list on Letterboxd.
You're kidding me. Menu was number 5 on my top 10. Yeah, it's fantastic. I want more of Anna Taylor-Joy. I can't wait to switch because
it was number 4. It was my number 4 of the year.
Oh, nice.
Because I did it on Mega Mike the Movie Man's countdown for top movies of 2022. So that was my number 4 movie.
Yeah, it deserves to be in the top 10. So yeah, I think we got them all scored, man.
Yep, got them all scored. We're done. And I would have nominated it for the Lowedown Awards, but did not come out on physical yet. So I will probably have it on the 2023 Lowedown Awards. It'll probably show up somewhere in there.
Oh, it has to.
Yeah,
because
unless it gets beat out by so many other movies. Which we've got some good movies coming out this year that I'm interested in.
We do.
I'm
trying to keep my eyes on the not low budget, but the non tentpole movies, if that makes sense. The non Disney.
Yeah.
You know, I want to keep my eyes and ears open to movies like The Menu, movies like Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. Evan says he wants more Leguizamo and John Wick. Love his character.
I agree. There's another one.
Yeah. And Dell always forgets that he's in the John Wick franchise. Yeah.
Me too.
I watched it after I did my top 10 list, but might show up. Yep, might show up when I revise it around Oscar time. Okay. Yeah.
I can't wait for Oscars this year. Oh, shit.
Yeah. All right. Rich's phone, Rich's thing just collapsed. All right. But yeah, that's some good movies that we watched.
And there was no clunkers. I mean, Halloween Ends. To some people, it's a clunker, but
yeah. I mean, Sick got the lowest score, but I think
that's strictly the cast.
That's strictly cast. I gave it a better score than Halloween Ends, but by 1 point. But it would have been so much better if we didn't, if they're just, I didn't even have to know the cast, but to recognize them from something else would have given it a better score. But I liked it better because I didn't know them. And yeah, Sick is definitely worth a watch.
Yeah. Again, I think that's the number 1 recommended movie outside of The Menu. Out of all this. Oh, wait a minute. Vesper. I like Vesper too. We'll just watch them all. Just watch all 5 movies.
I think everything we got here is worth a watch.
Yeah.
So and we're going to keep this going. We're going to do this next week.
Mhm.
I think next week will be recorded because we're going to do our top 10 next week.
Oh shit! I gotta finish those up. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to do our top 10 movies beginning with the letter E
Mm-hmm.
next week, and then we'll record. And I'm thinking I don't know. Maybe we'll switch that. Do you want to do this live? Do our by the numbers live and then record our top 10? Or do you want to do our top 10 live?
I don't. I like to buy the. I'm liking to buy the numbers live. I am, because um, I just like talking new movies. I mean,
Okay.
not quote unquote new movies.
I'm
But it's
down for that.
I am game for anything.
I'm down for that. Yeah, I was thinking about that myself. So yeah, okay. So we'll do by the numbers next week live, and then we'll record our top 10 for the letter E,
Mm-hmm.
and that'll drop later on that evening. So that'll be on the 23rd. And then coming up on Thursday, you guys,
Oh, this is big night.
2022 Lowdown Awards. We're going at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 Central, 9 Eastern. Unfortunately, it crosses 4K D-Ray and his movie collection battle. He's starting a half an hour earlier. But I'm not changing. He came in after. So hopefully you guys can jump on to us, catch his replay or vice versa. But we're
Preferably
going to
watch us live.
watch us
Steve
live
and
because we're
or
doing
the replay.
voting live for these
Yeah.
awards. And hopefully
No
you guys
disrespect to D-Ray. Just we
but
prefer
yeah,
you guys to watch
love
us live.
D-Ray show and we want to be on it in the future. But
Yeah.
or as soon as D-Ray's thing's over, jump over to ours. That'll be when
Mhm.
we start doing the major awards. We'd love to get you on. So
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna be. You said Nate and Alex is gonna be there with us.
yeah,
We're gonna be top movies, physical releases, top animation, top
streaming,
streaming.
stop streaming videos, and our stinker award for the biggest disappointment.
Yeah. Remember, guys, vote for all my movies. Okay, not Dave's, not Alex, not
except for
Nate's.
the ones that are mine. Then you
Just
vote for mine.
Yeah.
But the ones that are just his, like all the minor awards, you can vote for him. But no, vote for what movie you think is the best, not the person.
That's
but
that's what I'm interested to see is how the people what their thoughts are. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The
Yeah.
viewers, just to see.
I'd also like to see if maybe they have another entry. Like if they go, oh, these are great, but I'd pick this as my movie of the year or something like that. I'd like to get that because that might lead into, okay, I might let the audience have a nomination.
Mm-hmm.
Then we decide out of 5 or something like that. We'll see for next year.
Yeah.
But this is the first time that I've done this other than solo. Usually I do these awards solo, but I like having extra people. So having Rich, Nate, and Alex all do their own nominations was great. I had totally different movies than I expected.
And it
And
was stressful. It was stressful. Trying to, I kept messaging Jay, hey, what now? What are we doing?
which category is this? What movie am I picking?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you already picked that one. You can't do that. We were doing that to Alex quite a bit because he was like, oh, Top Gun. No, you can't pick Top Gun.
Big Top Gun for every category.
Pick Top Gun so many times. I'm like, dude, you can only pick Top Gun once.
He did. It's like 3 or 4 times. I thought he did.
Like 3 or 4 times, like Top Gun. I'm like, you did that. You picked Top Gun already.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, I was like, I'll let you have that one. It's just it's not supposed to be a streaming movie, but I'll let you have it. It's fine.
This is gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
It's great. I love those guys. I can't wait for the show. It's going to be a blast.
We're sorry. I'm going to apologize now. I'm going to be spamming Instagram with the awards because I want the word to get out. I want people to come join us, watch us, have fun with us, vote, and just have a good time for an hour or two.
Anyway, I might have my laptop and my phone going at the same time.
I've done that before.
Dell, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Turner, if you like the past, he will vote against his own movies.
Oh shit.
That's funny. But don't worry, Princess Bride is not nominated for anything, so he doesn't have to worry. Or Groundhog Day, so he's okay. He's safe.
Did you see
All right.
Groundhog Day's got a 4K coming out, or already came out?
Groundhog Day's got a 4K coming out.
Did you pre-order
Actually,
it?
it's come out already. I think I'm getting mine Monday. I think I'm getting mine on Monday.
Nice.
Next Monday. Yeah. Or sometime earlier, sometime later this week, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, but we'll see. Cause today was a holiday. So
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah. Martin Luther King Day today. So all right. Anything else before we get out of here?
That's it, really.
All right. Good show. All right. So we'll see you guys next week for By the Numbers, and hopefully Thursday for the Lowedown Awards. I think that's gonna be a special show. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm excited to talk about our favorite movies from 2022. But I'm gonna throw my outro on and we'll be out of here. You guys be safe, take care, watch movies. We'll see you next week or later. God bless everybody.